Galan hit between a robust .307 and .318 during a 4-year span as a Dodger. He was an All-Star in 1943 and 1944, and at the time in 1944 Galan set a Dodger franchise record producing an RBI in 9 consecutive games. Galan was notorious for having a great eye for the strike zone. He led the National League in walks on several occasions. Reiser gave great effort on every play in the field, and was therefore very injury-prone. He fractured his skull running into an outfield wall on one occasion, was temporarily paralyzed on another, and was taken off the field on a stretcher a record 11 times. Leo DeRocher, who was Reiser's first major league manager, reflected many years later that in terms of talent, skill and potential, there was only one other player comparable to Reiser, Willie Mays. He also said, Pete had more power than Willie, left-handed and right-handed both. He had everything but luck.
Warner Cafe News presents an exclusive sports close-up of Don Newcomb of the Brooklyn Dodgers. Watch Big Nook's powerful delivery and unusual off-balance follow-through. Winning 16 of his first 17 decisions, Don's victories already include a one-hitter and a two-hitter. Slow motion again. The blazing fastball that puts him near the head of the National League strikeout parade. Bargain by bewildered batters, Newcomb's heading for 25 and maybe more wins.
Babe Herman was signed by the Dodgers in 1925. He made his major league debut as a first baseman with Brooklyn in 1926, hitting .319 as a rookie. He finished 4th in the National League in doubles, and 7th in home runs and slugging. In 1928 he placed 5th in the National League with a .340 batting average. Wes Parker was known as one of the slickest fielding first basemen of all time. He won the National League Gold Glove Award for first base every year from 1967 to 1972. In 1970, Parker posted a career-high batting average of .319 and drove in 100 runs.
He's chased one up. Hammers it deep to left field. This one is fair and gone. A home run, Matt Kemp, his second of the series, and he has tied this ball game up in one apiece.
2-1 Rockies. Dodgers loading the bases twice in 2 innings. Estes out of his stretch. Beltre waiting. 1-0 pitch. Fastball right to left. Back goes Piedra. Grand slam home run for Adrian Beltre. And the Dodgers lead 5-2.
Tom Daly was a catcher and second baseman who played in the major leagues from 1887 to 1903. He played for the Brooklyn Dodgers for 11 years. In over 1,500 games Daly posted a .278 batting average. Preacher Rowe had much success with the Dodgers, including winning records in his first 6 seasons with the team. Rowe posted an exceptional 22-3 record for the Dodgers in 1951, becoming only the 5th pitcher since 1916 to begin the season 10-0.
0-2 the count to Blauser. Crowd trying to root Martinez home, and his strike 2 pitch got him swinging. There it is, number 18.
When I started out at number 18, and I said, oh, what's going on? And I looked to the scoreboard and said, you know, when Martinez tied the Sammy Cooper record, I feel so special that night.
Socha at the plate, Hernandez playing back of the runner at first, and then ripped to right field and deep. Strawberry goes back, she's gone. Mike Socha with 35 home runs in 8.5 years in the Major League.
2 outs, nobody on base, bottom half of the first inning. The Dodgers made a good trade in getting Hooten. They got Hooten from the Chicago Cubs a few years ago for Jeff Zahn and Eddie Sullivan, neither of whom are still with the Cubs.
Claude Osteen was considered a top-notch starter and a workhorse. From '65 and '66 Osteen and the Dodgers reached 2 straight World Series. In the '65 World Series, the Dodgers went on to beat the Minnesota Twins in 7 games, with Osteen pitching brilliantly. He had a 0.64 ERA in the series, with a 1-1 record including a shutout, which came after teammates Don Drysdale and Sandy Koufax had lost the first 2 games of the series. Jimmy Sheckard was the first man to lead the league in homers and steals in the same season. Sheckard holds the all-time single-season Major League record for double plays at 2 separate positions. His 12 double plays as a left fielder in 1911 is 2 more than any other left fielder in history. He set the single-season record for walks with 147 before it was broken by Babe Ruth in 1920. Jake Daubert won the 1913 and 1914 National League batting titles. In a 9-year period, the Baseball magazine named him to their All-American team 7 times. Daubert was a steady .300 hitter for 10 years and a great fielder.
Dodgers have. And Turner in the air to center field. That ball's hit well. Martinez on the run. This is way back, and it is gone! It is a walk-off home run for Justin Turner!
Van Lingle-Mungo's teammates contended that he could easily have won more games had he not tried to strike out every batter. Mungo countered that he wouldn't have tried to strike everyone out if he had more confidence in his teammates' fielding abilities. Mungo averaged 16 wins per season from 1932 through 1936, and led the National League in strikeouts with 238 in 1936. He was named to the All-Star team 3 times.
Now he looks into Roy Campanella. Nobody on, 2 out. The Dodgers leading 2-0. It's the last half of the 9th inning. Johnny Podres into his windup in the 2-2 pitch. A let-up curve, a ground ball to the left side. Pee Wee Reese has it. The throw to first, and he's out. And the Dodgers win by a score of 2-0.
Burley Grimes won 9 starts in a row at one stretch in 1918. He won 19 and lost only 9 for the Dodgers as he led National League pitchers in game appearances with 40. He was elected to the Hall of Fame in 1964. Waddy Clark was a pitcher for the Brooklyn Dodgers for 11 years. During that time he won over 106 games. His ERA was 3.55. Clark was also an excellent fielder during his career. Dolph Camilli drove in 100 or more runs in 4 of his first 5 seasons with the Dodgers, being named an All-Star in 1939 and 1941. He also set career highs in home runs with 34 and 120 RBIs, leading the league in both categories. In 1942 he also broke Zach Wheat's club record of 131 career home runs.
The 1-0 pitch, he's hitting the center field for a base hit. Ron Savy waved and it's all over. The Jets by Maddox. The Dodgers win the pennant again.
Michael Griffin was a center fielder. He played in 1,511 games. He had 1,755 hits, resulting in a .296 batting average, and was a prolific base stealer who swiped 473 bases during his career. In his last year in the majors, he was also the player-manager for Brooklyn for a short period of time. William "Brickyard" Kennedy was a starting pitcher. From 1892 through 1903, Kennedy played for Brooklyn and was a dominant pitcher in his first 4 seasons with Brooklyn, winning 25 games in 1893 and 24 in 1894. After averaging 17.5 victories in the next 4 seasons, he rebounded to win 22 in 1899 and 20 a year later.
That one is hit a mile. A majestic shot to the top of the bleachers out there. Wow! Number 37 for Piazza. And that one may be as long as he's ever hit one.
As Maury Wills approaches the plate while swinging a bat to loosen up. Pete Rickard checks the runner at second base, then fires, and Wills slashes a line single into right center field. Here comes McCarver around third. He scores, and the National League wins 2-1.
Crowd chanting Lopes, Lopes, tough man double.
It's surprising power this year, Joe. Quite a few home runs, and he can hit the ball out of any part of this ballpark.
There goes one deep to left center field. It's another one.
There's an inspired young man right there, Davy Lowe, for the second home run, and he has really been moved with the loss of Jim Gilliam.
There they go. Struck him out. Ball game is over. Bob Wells, a tremendous pitching performance. Listen to the crowd.
You talk to hitters that hit off, Guidry. The thing that makes the slider so difficult is when he throws a good one, it's just a little bit out of the strike zone.
Guerrero at the deep left field, and the ball game is tied. It's all it took. Pedro Guerrero slumping in postseason play, but a man with good power hit.
Popped up. Here is the last pitch of the ball game that Valenzuela made. He wins the ball game 2-1. The Dodgers 2-2 now. Play tomorrow. Tough luck loser.
Jeff Pfeffer helped Brooklyn win the 1916 and 1920 National League pennants. In the 1916 World Series, he recorded a save in Game 3 and was the hard-luck losing pitcher of the series-ending Game 5. In 13 seasons he had a 158 and 112 win-loss record with 10 saves in 347 games, and he is the Dodgers' career leader in ERA at 2.31. Dixie Walker blossomed into a star with the Brooklyn Dodgers, with whom he played from 1939 to 1947. He was a 5-time All-Star, being selected in every year from 1943 to 1947. In addition, he was the National League's batting champion in 1944, with his average of .357. Additionally, Walker was the 1945 National League RBI champion, with 124.
Paul Perillo, who had hit a homer for the Dodgers' final run in the 1953 series against the Yankees, does it again, knocking the ball into the right field seats to open the second inning. And with 2 out, Campanella blasts a home run, his first hit of the series, and Brooklyn leads 2-0.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, a high fly ball left field. Going back as Rains, he won't get it. That ball is out of here and a home run. Steve Garvey has given the Dodgers a 3-1 lead with a 2-run homer here in the 8th inning. Garvey just teed off on a fastball by Bill Gullickson.
Unbelievable to go extra innings and give him a chance. The 1-2 pitch. Fly ball to right and a semi-check swing. Gonzalez, the record. Oral Hershiser, 59 consecutive innings scoreless. The all-time record.
Gilliam's base hit to left with 2 out in Brooklyn's 5th scores Robinson, and the Dodgers trail 4-2. Campanella comes home when Hodges singles to left, and the Dodgers are out in front, 1-0. Gill hits a sacrifice fly to Bob Serve, scoring Reese, and the Dodgers have a 2-0 lead.
Knapp Rucker threw a no-hitter against Boston in 1908. He led the National League in complete games with 27, in innings pitched with 320, and with shutouts with 6 in 1910. His best year was 1911 when he won 22 games for the Dodgers. He holds the Brooklyn Dodgers record for the most shutouts in the National League with 38, most strikeouts with 16 in a 9-inning game.
3-2, 2 down. Bases loaded in the 7th. Phillies 5, Dodgers 1. Steve Carlin going head-to-head with Ron Say. High drive into deep left field. Back goes Lazinski. It's gone. Fred Slammer. Got it. There it is. 50th shutout, and look
Don Drysdale, he stands alone now. Most innings pitched, most strikeouts, 50 shutouts, most by a Dodger. 215 victories, most for a Dodger. Magnificent moment in the pitching life of Don Sutton.
2-2 to Harvey Keene. 1 strike away. Sandy into his windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. A perfect game. On the scoreboard in right field, it is 9:46 p.m. in the city of the Angels, Los Angeles, California. And a crowd of 29,139 just sitting in to see the only pitcher in baseball history to hurl 4 no-hit, no-run games. He has done it 4 straight years, and now he capped it on his 4th no-hitter. He made it a perfect game. And Sandy Koufax, whose name will always remind you of strikeouts, did it with a flourish. He struck out the last 6 consecutive batters.
With 2 outs, Drysdale faces Powell, and the big fella gets all his brawn into a towering drive to center. Willie Davis goes to the fence, leaps, and he has it. That catch is almost unbelievable.
Zach Wheat, nicknamed Buck, was a left fielder for Brooklyn. Wheat was elected to the Hall of Fame in 1959. A consistent hitter throughout his 19-year career, he still holds many Dodger franchise records. Most notably, Wheat has the most hits by any player while still a member of the team in the franchise's history, with 2,804. Wheat has a .317 lifetime batting average.
Drysdale leading 1-0, has won 3 1-0 games this year. Drysdale hands it aside, peering in. Now to his windup, and the 3-2 pitch on the way. Fastball got him swinging. On the message board, out of zeros, fashioned the numeral 56. Then under that, ties Walter Johnson's 1913 mark. The 1-2 pitch to Pena. Swung on a ground ball wide to third. It's Boyer who has the chance. He's done it.
With pinch batter Frank Kellert at bat. Robinson dashes for the plate. It's close, and umpire Summers calls him safe on the daring maneuver. But Yogi Berra doesn't think so.
Dazzy Vance retired after the 1935 season. Vance led the league in ERA 3 times, wins twice, and established a National League record by leading the league in strikeouts in 7 consecutive years. He retired with a 197 and 140 record, with 2,045 strikeouts and a .324 ERA. Vance finished the 1924 season with 262 strikeouts, more than any 2 National League pitchers combined. That season, Vance had 1 out of every 13 strikeouts in the entire National League.
Clayton Kershaw pitches a no-hitter, a career-high 15 strikeouts. And then when it's all said and done, he'll escape all the excitement and the noise and talk about a dream come true with his wife, Ellen. Big moment in a young life.
Duke Snider, who hit 4 homers in the 1952 World Series, opens the Brooklyn third with a tremendous blow into the third tier in right field, and the Dodgers go ahead 3-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, before our anthem is played today, may we ask you to share in a few moments of silent prayer as we remember the great Brooklyn Dodgers shortstop Pee Wee Reese when Jackie Robinson was being cruelly heckled by the players in the opposing dugout, it was Reese who went over and put his arm around Jackie's shoulder. The insults stopped. I like to think that yesterday in heaven, Jackie went over and put his arm around Pee Wee's shoulder.